Negro, please. That's all I could say. That's the that's the exact thing. The first thing I said to myself while I was watching that little documentary. You know what I mean? Now I was watching this documentary. I got a notification on my phone. Dee 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 dee. That's because I got the ESPN app as of last week for that Carl Frampton versus Warrington card out there in the UK. And I said, let me give this ESPN a shot, right? ESPN Plus app. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I love that app. That ESPN app is vicious. You know what I mean? I done already got my 4.99's worth in the first, I don't know, week. I've watched at least three 30 for 30s. And then I've watched some fights. I watched that Carl Frampton and Warrington again. And I've just found out about this show LeBron has with his three buddies from high school or from his Akron, Ohio area, guys he grew up with, guys who are shakers and players in the basketball industry at this given time in their careers. Whether it's the guy named Rich Paul, who's like an agent, then they have the other guy Maverick Carter, who's I don't know what he does, but he's responsible for helping LeBron get that lifetime Nike deal. You know what I mean, worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then there's the kind of chubby guy, a kind of brown dude. I don't know his name, but he worked, or yeah, he has worked or used to work for the Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavs. You know what I mean? He got a ring when LeBron beat the Cavs. I'm sorry, the Warriors in Game 7. Now, when I was watching this, that this particular episode was basically about that series in 2016, the NBA Finals between Golden State and Cleveland Cavs, where the Cavs were down 3-1 and they did the unthinkable and came back to win the series. No team in basketball history has ever come down back from 3-1 to win the NBA Finals, all right? It was remarkable. Like I had picked the Warriors that year. I predicted they'd win it in game 7, but apparently LeBron didn't get the memo and they came back and won the game. Kudos to him. So they showed every game 1 they transgressions. Game 2 transgressions, being down 2-zip to the Warriors. Then they win game 3. Now it's 2-1. Then they lose game 4. It's 3-1 now. Now they backs against the walls. It's do or die. One game at a time. So they showed inside details, inside locker room stuff, just private conversations LeBron would have with his teammates, Cavs all together. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving was in the mix. And they just would take it one game by one, not win three more, being down 3-1, not try thinking of winning three in a row, but one game at a time. And sure enough, they accomplished their goals. You know what I mean? If you believe and you can achieve anything. And I was watching it, and I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Celtics fan. That's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not a LeBron fan, but I can appreciate him. I know he's a great player. He's the best player, in my opinion, in the NBA as of right now, and has been for many years. You know what I mean? In all my lifetime watching basketball since the mid '80s, I will admit LeBron is the weakest superstar in my lifetime watching from the basketball from the mid '80s. I'm talking about like '87, '88. You know what I'm saying? From watching my Celtics and Lakers battle. You know what I mean? As a little kid, all the way till now as a grown ass man with a family and kids. LeBron, for sure, without a doubt, is the weakest superstar in my lifetime. But that's what it is. That's the era he's fight. I was about to say fighting the era he's playing in. It is what it is. But this guy sat there with his friends, and they showed tape and film of that block he had on Andre Iguodala. Okay, that vicious block. You know what I mean? That key block where LeBron pinned his shot on the glass. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron's a funny dude, man, but he's delusional, and these are the type of things where I don't fuck with the guy. And when you hear me say I don't fuck with the guy, don't be in your feelings. If you do, that's you. If you tell me you don't fuck with a guy, a player I like, or a boxer, I'm not gonna take it personal because at the end of the day, I don't know these guys personally. You know what I'm saying? But just the stuff that comes out of his mouth, this guy had the nerve to say after he made that block on Iguodala, no question about it. He's the greatest player of all time. That's what this guy said, man. Negro, please. How you gonna be disrespecting all your peers, the players that came before you, even current players right now, by even saying such, making such an egregious statement, a statement that got no substance, just because you made a key block? Look, whose fault was it that you were even down 3-1 to begin with? That's not nothing to be proud of. You guys were not a bummy team. At that stage, 2016, you had a healthy Kevin Love, healthy Kyrie Irving. That's three All Stars versus the three All Stars on the Warriors, Steph Curry. And mind you, that Warriors team had won 73 games. You know what I mean? 73-9. They broke the 72-10 record by the Chicago Bulls 94-95 season. I'm sorry, 95-96 season when they beat the Sonics. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The Warriors still lost. But then I have to go back. They had Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. This was before Kevin Durant came on the scene, and definitely way before DeMarcus Cousins came on the Warriors. And how is he even greater than players? Look, man, that's what you numbskulls and thick LeBron fanboys tend to forget. Man, like LeBron's not even better than he's not even the best small forward of all time, and he will never be. As long as there's a guy named Larry Legend still alive and done what he did, LeBron will never eclipse what Larry Legend did. He'll never eclipse what Michael Jordan did, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'd even give Kobe more props, and I'm a Laker hater, and that's by blood. I'm a Celtics fan, but I respect Magic Johnson's one of my favorite players of all time. I love that dude. That dude, we'll never see a Magic Johnson again. Come on. LeBron, with this size and physique and skill level, he should be the greatest rim attacker of all time. But no, that doesn't even go to LeBron. It goes to Michael Jordan. I never seen a man attack the rim with such ferocity, could break you down from the 3-point line, get by his defender, and still flush on two 7-footers. LeBron ain't built for that. How? And he's much bigger than Mike. As far as small forwards, man, go look at guys' resumes like Elgin Baylor. Now, I'm not going to say Elgin Baylor is better than LeBron. LeBron has rings, you know what I mean? Elgin Baylor got I think he got one ring, and he ain't even playing that series. That was like a consolidate. What do you call it? Like a kind of a ring they gave him just because he was part of the team. He didn't even play. You know what I'm saying? But go back and look at Elgin Baylor's stats on the L.A. Lakers during the '60s and the early '70s. Come on, man. Go do that for a change. You know what I mean? If you look at his stats, only reason I'm not putting Elgin Baylor, big ups to him, the greatest player out of Washington D.C. The only reason I ain't put him as the greatest small forward is because he just doesn't have the NBA Finals, the championships. You know what I mean? But this is a guy who scored 60 in the NBA Finals. Ain't nobody ever done that. That's an NBA record till today. It's never been broken. LeBron been to like 9 finals. If he was that great, why he ain't never scored 60? You know what I mean? Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you why Larry Bird is a greater player than this guy they call LeBron James. When LeBron said that, that pissed me off, man. And I was enjoying the documentary. I really was. You know what I'm saying? And LeBron is a good guy as far as humanitarian, philanthropist. A guy who speaks on social issues. He does it more than Jordan. Big ups to him. I applaud him for that. No question about it. But man like Larry Bird averaged 10.5 rebounds for his whole career. 10.5 for his whole career, not a season. Average for his whole career. And if you know Larry Bird from 88 to 92, that man played with a bad back. He was robbed of 4 years of his NBA career because of the bad back, nagging injuries. The man couldn't even sit down on the bench. He had to lay down on his stomach, you know what I'm saying? He checked it because his back was always in pain. He'd have to, before coming to games, he'd have to take painkiller shots. It was just the man, Larry Bird, would sacrifice his body, being the best player in the NBA. The man would sacrifice his body diving for loose balls, going hard in the paint. The man averaged 10.5 rebounds per game with the front court that included two Hall of Famers, Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale. And before you nut ass dudes come on my channel talking about Larry Bird played with Hall of Famers, well, these guys, Kevin McHale got drafted The same year Larry Bird came in, okay? Or I believe maybe Larry Bird's second year in the NBA. That's when we drafted. Or was it the first? Anyways, Robert Parrish, who had played 5 or 6 years on the Warriors, and he wasn't no Hall of Fame All Star caliber player. When he comes to Boston, 5, 6 years into his career, he plays with a great player by the name of Larry Legend, who gets this guy to rock. Larry Bird is a better passer by far, without a shadow of a doubt, than LeBron. Okay, he's a much better shooter. The guy Larry Bird hits his free throws, unlike LeBron. LeBron's scared to go to the free throw line at the end of the games, you know what I mean? Because he don't believe in himself as far as hitting clutch free throws. That's not what he's about. How the fuck are you better than a lot of great players? Guys like Magic Johnson even led the NBA in free throw percentage, you know what I mean? How can LeBron be the greatest player of all time when crunch time he don't want no parts of going to the foul line? I'm not hating on the guy. I'm telling you the truth. I have no reason to hate on any player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? When I say I don't fuck with LeBron, it's the stuff that he says, and also him crying to get superstars on his team. You guys say he's the best player in the NBA, and I agree. So why does the best player have to always be trying to get the other greatest players in the NBA to come play with him? Now he wants Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Before that, he went with LeBron. I'm sorry, with Wade and Bosh. Why can't he just win on his own, or with the caliber of players they have, maybe draft some guys like Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram. These guys were drafted by the Lakers. Why don't you build with these guys? You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between Larry Bird and Michael Jordan and Magic. They don't want to play with the other great players. You think Michael Jordan wanted to build a super team with Magic and Larry Bird and play together so we can beat Charles Barkley every single time? Charles Barkley go to the finals like 9 times, which he didn't. I'm just giving an example, so they could beat a lone Michael Jordan. I'm sorry, Charles Barkley every single time. Come on, man. Magic, Bird, and Jordan, they wanted to play against the other greatest players in the NBA and beat them, not join forces with them. You know what I mean? That's why I don't respect the stuff LeBron does. You know what I'm saying? I watched that little documentary on ESPN Plus, and you never heard B Marsh come over here and say, "Hey, I love ESPN Plus. Y'all need to go ahead and get it. You could get it if you want. If you don't get it, don't bother. Don't matter to me. Don't bother me. I'm not an ESPN Plus spokesman. I'm just enjoying it more than DAZN, and it shits on DAZN, and I'm gonna always make the comparison. DAZN, ESPN Plus. I'm going with the ESPN Plus all day, every day. But that's the difference between those great players and LeBron. LeBron wants to team up with the greatest players in the NBA, from Anthony Davis to Kawhi Leonard to Kevin Durant, rather than, go against those guys and beat them. That's why I even respect Kobe more than LeBron. And I pick Kobe to play on my team before LeBron does. Yeah, he's not a great passer or a great teammate like LeBron is, but shit, he got a dog heart, lion heart, Mamba system. You know what I mean? You check it, Black Mamba. That man, he got a ring with Pau Gasol. Before Pau Gasol came to the LA Lakers, nobody ever considered him the type of caliber player who can be the second go-to guy on a team, being the second go-to guy and win a championship. And that's what he did twice with Kobe Bryant, you know what I mean? With Kobe Bryant being the leader over there. You think LeBron James could win the NBA Finals with just I'm sorry, Pau Gasol? Come on, man. That's what he's not gonna do. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, this guy LeBron, I see why I've been knowing why he moved to LA. It's because of Hollywood, you know what I mean? Doing TV shows and films. And it dawned on me just when I was watching that. That was the first time I'd heard of that show. I think it's called More Than Just Friends or something on ESPN Plus. Um, LeBron has a show on ESPN Plus, he has a show on HBO, and he has a show on Showtime at the same damn time, all this winter season and fall. You know what I mean? So the guy's definitely immersed in the Hollywood culture. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's why I don't think he's going to win a ring over there in LA. I don't think players going to come fuck with him and play with him in LA. They're going to do him like Kobe Bryant, man. They're going to be like, man, I'm not going to help you build your legacy. I'm trying to create my own. fellas ain't want to come play with Kobe Bryant after that fiasco he had with Dwight Howard. Yeah, D Howard's a bitch, but a lot of players on the inside were looking out, on the outside looking in, were like, damn, that's the kind of teammate Kobe is. Ah, I'm cool. Like my man Yakbal from the Loonies, he says, I'm cool. Him fellas, the people ain't want to go play with Kobe because he's such a nitpicker and he's such a micromanager. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be all breathing down your neck, seeing if you did your homework and shit like that. And players won't try to come over there and deal with that. That's why I believe players ain't gonna want to come there to LA and play with LeBron. LeBron's gonna fizzle out in his last 4 years. No championship's gonna be won by the LA Lakers. And that's just what I foresee and I predict. I may be wrong. Some player might want to come play with LeBron and they might, but I just don't see it. You know what I mean? So for LeBron James to say he's the greatest player of all time because of that block, Negro, please. I will never forget your mental breakdowns, transgressions, and capitulations versus the Dallas Mavericks. How about that? Your team, Miami Heat, was way far superior and more talented than the old Dallas Mavericks, who had old men on their team. Let's get that correct. We had Jason Kidd in his 17th year guarding LeBron. We had the Matrix, who was out of his prime, you know what I'm saying? Because his prime was on Phoenix. Am I correct? Yeah. We had Deshaun Stevenson. You could say what you want, but if Deshaun Stevenson can get in LeBron James' head, that says something about your guy LeBron. And let's not forget my guy 6'1", Jason Terry, 6'2", from Arizona, a guy that I used to watch when he used to play with Mike Bibby and Miles Simon and the other dude. He made it to the NBA too. He was a leading scorer. Michael Dickerson. You know what I'm saying? That great Arizona team. Jason Terry used to come off the bench on that squad. Jason Terry got into LeBron's head, talking shit to him and drilling big 3-pointers, clutch, not just random, clutch 3-pointers in LeBron James' face while the man LeBron is smothering him. That man took LeBron's heart, and he could never live that down. He could never take that moment back because I seen it. I was there 2011 watching the Miami Heat lose with three freaking All Stars, lose to Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki with one All Star. I was there. I was there when Ray Allen bailed this man LeBron out with that big 3-point in the corner after LeBron was turning the ball over twice or three times inside 2 minutes, missing two wide open 3-pointers. Chris Bosh said, fuck that shit. I'm not giving you the ball again. I'm kicking it out to Ray Allen. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna forget these moments for you to call yourself the greatest player of all time. That's what we're not gonna do. I'm not gonna forget when the Orlando Magic beat the highly favored Cleveland Cavs in the playoffs. That's the year Dwight Howard went to the finals versus the LA Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And they beat them easily. Beat the Cleveland Cavs easily. LeBron has too many mental breakdowns in his career for me even to consider him greater than guys like Magic and Larry Bird. The difference between Magic and Larry Bird and LeBron. Magic and Larry Bird came to the NBA and made an immediate, instant impact as far as winning on the NBA. Hands down. Magic Johnson, all he did was win a game. Was it game six? Was it game six or game seven? I believe game six in Philadelphia. The point guard, rookie point guard, started center, winning 40, scoring 42 points. Man had like 9 assists, 13 rebounds. The guy played center for crying out loud, and he was a point guard, a rookie point guard, because Kareem Abdul had twisted his ankle in the previous game, and he couldn't play in game 6 or 7. Yeah, that's what Magic Johnson did as a rookie. And then that same year, Larry Bird took his team, went from 30 wins or 29 wins, took him to 50 plus wins, and took his team all the way to the Eastern Conference. Yes, we didn't win. We lost to the Sixers. Sixers went to play the Lakers in the finals. But guess what? The next year, Larry Bird down 3-1 to the LA to the Philadelphia 76ers with Dr. J and Andrew Toney, Moses Malone, all these players. Um, Larry Bird brings them back from down 3-zip, 3-1, come back and win the Eastern Conference Finals and go on to the NBA Finals to beat the Houston Rockets in his second year. So in their first 2 years of the NBA, Magic Johnson had a ring and Larry Bird had a ring. Now you gotta tell me which rookies, great players in the NBA, then, before, and after have made such an immediate impact on the NBA as far as winning. That's what we're not gonna do. Larry Bird had mad MVPs, 10.5 rebounds for his career. The man LeBron James never averaged 10 rebounds in one season. You know what I'm saying? The man Larry Bird is a better passer, makes tighter passes. He's more a guy who he's gonna win because his teammates believe in him. I don't know so much if LeBron's teammates in previous years when they've had mental capitulations, when he's had them, I don't know if they believed in him because if they see their best player withering and breaking down and just his will being broken, they're not gonna ride with him and believe in him. Maybe they did in that game 7 versus the Warriors, you know what I mean? But then again, they also had Kyrie Irving who hit a massive shot. Big three, broke down Steph Curry, yanked it, broke his ankles, and hit that massive three in his face, you know what I mean? So the guys had players to believe in. But it is what it is. LeBron James being the greatest player, FOH, fuck out of here, man. Don't be saying no nut ass shit like that because you're only going to lose cool points in my book. But at the end of the day, he is the best player in the NBA right now. And I'll reiterate, in all my years watching basketball, he is by far the weakest superstar in all my years watching basketball. And I could go down line for line who were the superstars in my era of living on planet Earth. Before LeBron was Kobe Bryant. Before Kobe Bryant was Shaq. Before Shaq was Jordan. Before Jordan, it was Magic and Bird. That's my era of watching basketball. You gotta tell me if any of those guys LeBron is greater than. I'm gone. Peace.